Alright, so I'm back doing some more Pokemon Run and Gun. We just got through the Museum Aqua grunts, and Pidgeotto, thanks to Feather Dance and a crit air cutter, actually saved us against a Whirlipede that was just running away with things. So now, we're gonna keep moving on and see if we can defeat Brawly. First things first, I'm gonna go ahead and rare candy up everyone. Alright, finally getting Psybeam here. Definitely gonna be better than Confusion for us. Alright, so get that out of here. Alrighty, next Shelly is getting some levels. Now we get Ancient Power. And yeah, it's definitely gonna be better than Smackdown. Yeah, the extra power on that'll be nice. Actually, let me double check here. Because I do have really higher attack than special attack. So if I'm at 21, is Ancient Power gonna do more? Let's see, what do we compare against? 21 defense and special defense. Okay, yeah, Barrel has equal defenses, so we can just compare against that. Interestingly, Smackdown actually does a little more. Huh. Because it is physical. Okay. It's not by a tiny amount either. Well, I guess we have a decision to make here. The utility of Smackdown doesn't really come into play here. Tell you what, let me double check Caracosta. Attack, yeah, attack is definitely higher than special. Wait, take a look at Tortuga. So Tortuga, so this is interesting. Tortuga has a larger gap between the attack and special attack, relatively. There's a larger gap between the two. Yeah, it's 25 stat points. So it's 25 stat points apart, but of course with Tortuga it's a higher percentage that it's apart. Interesting. Well, if the IVs weren't quite as lopsided, Ancient Power would definitely not win out here. So what do I want to do here? Do I want... Do I want Ancient Power to maybe get that on the boost sometimes? Or do I want Smackdown for consistently slightly higher damage? If I had Solid Rock, maybe I could roll the dice on Ancient Power more consistently, but I don't really think I can. And besides, if I have to, say, use a rock move more than 5 times in a battle, I better stick with Smackdown here. Alrighty. Yeah, stop trying to learn Ancient Power. Okay. Alright. Down to 21. Now we get Brine. Definitely gonna be better than Whirlpool here. Alright, Herb. You're next. Air Slash, yes, thank you. No, we actually still have Gust. This is basically just a straight upgrade to Air Cutter though, so I don't really see a reason to keep Air Cutter around. Then again, I don't really see a reason to keep Gust around either, so... yeah. Yeah, let's just pitch Gust. We can get rid of Air Cutter if we get a better move. Alright, come on, Pupper. So, between Takedown and Secret Power, well, maybe Secret Power can, like, get paralysis sometimes, but the 20 extra base power, 30 extra after stab is, yeah, I think Takedown's the way we go here. If I really need to bank on Secret Power, I can relearn it. Alright, Tails, you're up next. Getting Water Pulse. Certainly, I don't see Growl having too much of a niche. Other Dance lowers the attack enough that it's actually kind of worth it, but double hit is at least kind of coverage that doesn't fall off like Sonic Boom. So yeah, just pitch Growl. Here we go. And now it wants to learn Fake Out. We can replace... yeah, Sonic Boom could still potentially do okay damage here into resists. It's gonna fall off eventually, but double hit. That's 70 overall base power. Well, realistically, Brawly's Gym is kind of the last place that I'm expecting Sonic Boom to do much for us. Yeah, I think Fake Out is gonna have much more use for me than Sonic Boom, even if Sonic Boom has a little use here now. The extra damage I get from Fake Out is going to be more important. Finally get an Aqua Jet on Penguin over here. I want to keep its main stab. I'm not seeing Metal Claw doing much for us here. Pluck has some really good, Pluck definitely has some really good lines, so yeah, Metal Claw isn't even stab until it evolves into Empoleon. We'll get better steel moves eventually. can technically relearn Hidden Power Grass later, but I'm just gonna pitch Metal Claw. There. Alright, now let's get everyone else. So we'll just endless candy everyone here. Hans is first. You want to learn bounce. It can technically do something with Fire Spin, and I'm not seeing myself using Growl. Since I'm not using Growl, I may as well override it. Whiskers over here is next. Yes, I would gladly take Force Palm here. Now, Rock Smash actually has some... Yeah, Rock Smash actually has some potential use here. Honestly, if I'm relying on Double Slap, if I'm relying on Pound on main food, something has gone wrong. At least Double Slap has the potential to do more. Hard to calc around, but yeah, we can just get rid of Pound. If it needs to use that normal move for some reason, then it would be weird. Probably in a bad enough situation that we want to just go for Double Slap at that point. Now, Chewy, if we give you a rare candy, you could evolve into Dreadnought before the gym. That'd be nice. Headbutt's definitely better than Tackle. There we go. Alright. Did I miss name? No. Nope, it just looked weird on the screen. Alright, so Anomaly's leveling up next. Actually, let's check. Surskit doesn't evolve. 22, does it? Oh, it does. So realistically, I could have a Masquerain or a Dreadnought for Brawly. Interesting. Well, first let's get Steed up here. Now Clear Smog could be a godsend potentially. Certainly not banking on Leer for anything. Nor am I banking on Smokescreen, but you know. Alright. Yeah, Clear Smog can potentially get a boosting Pokemon that's running away with it to get back in check. May have to sacrifice Steed to do it, but it has some use. There we go. Let's get Scramble up here. Gladly take Psybeam over Confusion. There we go. Alright, and now everyone is leveled up. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and save so I can get my new sets into the damage calculator. begin evolution, so we'll just trash everything and throw it back in. Alrighty, so next thing we gotta do is we need to grab the camper. Oh, wait, that's Win Street Victoria. Okay, I was wondering why it said that. That was weird. Anyway, we have to take a look at Camper Gabby and see how we're going to beat them. Because we want that Route 110 encounter, that rare candy, and then after we get that encounter, we can finally grab Granite Cave and fingers crossed get it over tomorrow. So, what can we do against Barrel? It is part water type, so what can Execute do? I am worried about Pluck doing a lot to us, but even with crits, can't KO. Even 3 hits on Bullet Seed does a ridiculous amount. It's outspeeding us. After Super Fang, a critical Pluck can potentially KO us, so that has me worried. And if we get unlucky with, well, even if we get 3 hits with Bullet Seed, that doesn't get us below it. Okay, so Execute's an option that will probably be fine, but we want to check our other options. Dottler, how are you doing? Pluck's still doing a lot to you. Prinplop. The worst it can do is Headbutt. It does have a flinch chance and it does outspeed. And Power Grass is a guaranteed 2-shot though. But I'm worried about the flinch chance because Headbutt is what it's going to go for. Now Horsey on the other hand, still headbutting and we're not doing as much. Tortuga is good, definitely good here. Super Fang still kinda messes us up, but Smackdown is doing a fair bit at least. What about Surskit? Oof, Pluck could just destroy us. Okay, Pidgeotto. Headbutt could do a lot, but we outspeed, and Air Slash does have a chance to flinch. Okay. So that seems more consistent than Execute. Now Choodle takes a decent amount from Headbutt, doesn't deal all that much in return. Herdier. Takedown does a ridiculous amount, but honestly it's also dealing a bunch to us. And it's a speed tie. Interesting. Definitely goes for, maybe goes for Headbutt or Super Fang. Actually not sure. Here, let me double check that AI document real quick. What about fixed damage? Set damage? No. I'm sure there was a section on this. Let me just skim through some of this here, because I know there was a section on it. It's useless. Let's switch AI, whole damage on those. And have their his damage remove. Trapping those. Speed reduction. I guess it just doesn't roll for that, right? Yeah, so it should always Super Fang there. checks what the damage will be and uses that. Okay, so... no, it won't headbutt the first turn. I can't KO myself with the... I can't KO myself with the recoil. In that case, actually, how are we doing against Primplop? Because it always super fangs first. And it'll probably headbutt afterwards. Never plucks. Oh, maybe Manfu is, yeah, I think Manfu is a better answer here. Even though Pluck does a lot, I probably just fake out into Force Palm. Let's see. Minimum Force Palm is 48, 11, 59. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so we always kill with Fake Out and Force Palm, and we outspeed. Cool, cool. Okay, so Manfu is an easy slot in here. So, who does it send out next against Manfu? So Ponyta's faster. These are doing 69% damage, which we don't match. Okay, so even though it won't see a kill, it's faster and does more damage. So it's probably sending that. Unless it sees like a slow kill with something here. So it always sends out Ponyta here, and it's gonna go for Play Rough, and that, if it crits, has a slight chance to kill. So there's that. Against Primplop, it never 2 KOs us, so we can easily Bubble Beam into Aqua Jet. Okay, easy fight there. Against Primplop, I'll be a okay health at least. So who's it sent in? This Tox is faster, was taking more damage, so that's just +1. Sunflower is slower. Itself doing more than it takes. Okay, so slower but does more than it takes. Electric, slower. 6. Just slower. Doesn't do more than it takes either. Okay, so at 100% sends in Sunflower there. Maybe a Grass Whistle or Leech Seeds, but probably Energy Balls. So against some Flora, Ponyta's probably pretty good here. Yeah, as long as I don't get put to sleep, I can just shut that down with 2 Flame Wheels, and we're good to go. Okay. So Chesto Berry for that. Against Ponyta, both of these are going to be slower, but what do they see damage-wise? Electric, it isn't doing as much as I am. Dust Tox certainly isn't. So it should be sending in the electric, since that's party order. And maybe I'm able to get in a Flame Wheel or 2, but it could easily, but I think after 1 hit, if I'm at higher health, Super Fangs, if I'm, maybe it doesn't, and maybe it just Toxics. Either way, I don't think I can stand more than 1 turn. That should be enough for me to get in a Flame Wheel. Either way, do I want to bring in against electric? Oh, water type ideally. What is... Doesn't seem like it can do a lot to execute here. Well, let's see if it gets at least 3 hits. Does more than side beam, but in circumstance, maybe I just let it be. Dollar doesn't take that much either. And depending on its health, maybe I can go for a struggle bug too. Have it deal even less damage. Maybe I just use a couple side beams, but either way, I think we're good there. Dustox is next. I don't want to stay in against it with anyone if I don't have to. Unless it... I mean, maybe Dollar just... nah, it's not... It's barely ever going to two-shot with side beam. So I probably want to switch someone in specifically for dealing with it. That shock does a lot to Pidgeotto. But I do have speed. Never two-shots me. Air Slash always 2-hit KOs. So yeah, I should be good because it never two-shots me. Alright. So that's everyone taken. As far as who else I need to send in, Floatzel has a nice fake out into Aqua Jet. Priority combo, or Weasel I mean. So I think we bring that in for backup if we need to, in case something really weird happens. Alright, so can't forget it shouldn't be too hard. Got our team. In for first. Then Pringle. Once can be there. Sure that Dollar Pidgeotto and Weasel. Weasel's for backup. There we go. Okay, so we also need to go ahead, yeah, and just throw everyone items. Oops. Main fill. We only need to switch you back in if something weird happens. We'll just give you a Thornberry. Penguin, you're going against Ponyta. We are we worried about you getting burned? We shouldn't be worried about you getting burned. We'll throw you a Thornberry. Once over here is switching against some Flora. We need to make sure it doesn't get put to sleep. Ball is for electric, and we're worried about toxic there. So we'll give it a Pecha Berry. Super Fang can also potentially do a ton, but Amphibian and Tails are there to, are there to help us out. Herb, your job is against Dustox. And we're worried about poison there, so you can take a Pecha Berry as well. Floatzel, you'll get an Thornberry. That's the main thing we're worried about with you. Alright. Alright, we got the team set up. Let me just double check how Dollar matches up into electric, because it doesn't do a ton of damage to me. I'm worried about Super Fang, but yeah, may have to swap in Manfu. may have to swap in main Fu and Weasel there. Alright. But that's okay. We can afford to swap in main Fu and Weasel against Electric, and it shouldn't cause too many problems. Alright, so Camper Gabby, just taking a quick look at the team again. We're good. Let's go. Low by barrel. Nice ring crit. Not that it mattered. Ponyta. Alright, now against Ponyta, it does have Flame Body, which I am moderately concerned about, but I mean, Penguin's over here, and just destroy it with Bubble Beam and Aqua Jet. Meanwhile, Play Rough is messing us up. Yeah, Play Rough crits, they can potentially just delete us. So now we'll just use their generator to heal off that Aqua Jet damage. Penguin comes in and cleans up. Spare healing. Aqua Jet will finish you off regardless. I'm wondering if I should have blocked, but Alright, Sunflora. We don't want to get energy balled here, so we just send in Haunts as planned. Just sludge bombs. Oh, okay. Well, nice crit, Sunflora. Regardless, that's why we plan around the crits. Alright, so I can't stay in on for anything against Electric. Right side is, it almost certainly doesn't go for Super Fang here. Let's just send in Ball. Alright, now, let's Struggle Bug here. There we go. So 22 health against that. Is that -1 special attack? Most it can do is 9 with Shockwave. Such a Super Fang or Toxics here. We don't have to worry about the crit again. So now we can go for Side Beam. So here's where we go for the plan of swapping in our fake out users. Okay, there's fake out. Now, how much are we doing against 42 health and Fu? Might special attack? Really not much. Even crit shockwave does not take us out from here. So shockwave can do is 15. So you're always going for super fang here. Force palm. Yeah, we better just force palm here. Ah, toxics. Interesting. We can take one more turn of toxic. Just take it out with force palm. We can heal most of that off with a quick switch. So now it's sending out dust tox. So we just go for burb. Shock would have been devastating there. Alright, air slash it is. Maybe we even get a flinch. Nope. Eat the Pecha Berry. Don't have to worry about you being poisoned outside of combat now. We do actually have to worry about that for Mingfu. So I'm going to go straight for the Focus Center. Okay. So, how much health do we have? 51. Okay. Only one that's poisoned. Let's keep an eye on it. Take the items while we're thinking about it. So 51, 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44, 43. Okay, yeah, we're good. Alrighty, so now that we're past Camper Gappy, we can grab that rare candy and our encounter. So Dollar needs to be first here with compound eyes. We want execute in the back. That way we can put this thing to sleep. There we go. So, who are we going to get for our electric type? Let's see. Hold on, I might have repellent on. Ah, there we go. Okay. Well, let's see if we can put you to sleep. Great balls. Alrighty. What do we want to call you? Oh, first, real quick, Dynamo's abilities again. only has levitate. Okay, so I don't get anything with spark, so no increased token to Maru chance, but that's okay. An electric type with levitate. Any ground immunity I can get behind. So, I'm gonna call you. Do we make a SpongeBob Eels and Escalators reference? Nah, I don't even know what we'd name you for that. Electric Eel. We can just name you Sparky. So let's see what Sparky has to offer for us. First, filter the stats on Electros again. Oops. Okay, so it's mostly attack rather than special attack, but it's not off by that much. So IVs can change that. Okay. Okay, rash nature. Okay, so less special defense, but more special attack. Interesting. Oh, okay. And as far as IVs go, well, other than its defense IV, those are some pretty good IVs. Like all around. HP IV is workable, so it's not like it can't take any physical move ever. Okay, I can work with this. Special attack IV is a little higher than its attack too. Maybe this is going to end up favoring special moves. Anyway, Slay Wave, Spark, and Shockwave right now. It evolves at level 20. I'm gonna grab Crunch then. Don't get Sludge or Headbutt, but I'm not really... not heartbroken. Yeah, this may end up favoring special moves, so like Discharge, Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, maybe more effective than like Crunch, Thunder Punch, and stuff. Oh, it gets knockoff later on. Oh, that can be useful. Draws Impulse by Thunderstone. Okay, so I'll just have to make the decision on whether to delay that each level cap. Okay, for now though, we'll just go ahead and candy this up. Oops. Since it evolves early, this may have pretty decent stats for Brawly's gym. There's Crunch. And then one more level. There we go. Alrighty. So, let's see. Right, we need to grab Execute again. Because we're gonna go catch our Granite Cave encounter. Alright, so first, before we go in here, what floor do we want to try and run this encounter on? Okay, so there's one in basement 2 in Steven's room. Okay, so if we go in 1F, we're always getting something ground type related here. I mean, I guess Aaron technically isn't, but it's still very solid. Let's see, if we're in cave B1F, still get Togedemaru as a potential one. They're like ice types and stuff. Thing is, since I have like water types already, I don't know if I really need the ice types like Sanchiro, and yeah, I don't really want to get that encounter in the ice room, because can't justify leaving Togedemaru off the list completely, even if my odds of getting it are low. As far as Steven's room, there's some good stuff in Steven's room. Doppler's a dupe, which means I'm a little more likely to get a Gligar, which can be very good against him on top. Dude, although having an electric type period is kind of already covered by electric. I already have a normal resistant Tortuga. Yeah, I think I just run this on 1F. That way if I'm not getting Togedemaru, I am at the very least getting either a ground type or Aaron. Because later on, if we get an Aggron, that can be really nice. Alright, yeah, so we're just gonna run this on the first floor and see what happens. Make sure I've got, yeah, Compound Eyes and Status Pokemon. Good. Oh. Oops. Aaron, okay. It's not an electric immunity, but I can work with this. Let's see if we can sleep this. I don't want to use a ton of Great Balls if I don't have to. Let's see if we can Premier Ball this. I know it's negligible money optimization, but hey. There we go. Alright, Aaron, what are we gonna call you? You really just call you Stone. Do we name you after one of the 7 dwarves since you're stealing rock type? Like in Snow White and the 7 dwarves? Name you Grumpy, Sleepy? I don't know if that really works. Well, what do we name you? Do we name you like Mineral or something? Aaron, because of the mate? Well, hold on, I'll think of it. I promise. Stegosaurus. Stegosaur. Stegosaur. There we go. Told you I'd think of it eventually. I know it's not really a dinosaur, but Agron kind of looks like a dinosaur. Okay, so quick question. Do we want to delay anything with Aaron at all? Oops. Aaron, let's see. So Wall's a level 26, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Okay, so this can get heavy metal or rockhead. Let's see what we get. Oh, it has a hard stone. Nice. Thank you, Compound Eyes. Pretty sure I get one of those not too far from now. But potentially having a second one maybe comes in handy. Anyway, let's see what it has for us. Heavy metal. Jeez, that's not a great one. But it may mean that we just want to have like heavy slam and stuff later on. So, yeah, it's always more, always more attack than special, but except heavy metal doesn't do anything else, right? No. Okay, so yeah. Well, depending on moveset, that could be extremely valuable. Okay, one's the 26. It still doesn't get any weight-based stuff at that point. Gets heavy slam at 57. Oof. Well, and it doesn't even get head smash until 62. Body press is the one that's based on defense, right? Yeah, okay. Technically, is body press gonna be... Body press is actually working off a higher stat than attack. Okay, well, as far as level cap goes, it doesn't evolve right now, so I don't really have to worry about it. For now, I'll just take whatever the best moves are. It has a serious nature. I'm fine with it being neutral on everything here. As far as IVs, oh, those are not great bulk IVs, but man, its attack is good. Speed is decent too. Oh, that is rough bulk. Okay, well, it has tackle ground, let's slap a metal claw right now, so let's just get this leveled up. Maybe the fact that it's kind of bulky by nature means those IVs won't be as much of a deterrent. I do probably want Rock Smash here, at least more than Growl. I'd rather become its defense. Not that I think Tackle will do much for us either, but you know. Now if it was like Feather Dance and actually lowered it by 2 stages, might have a place. Wrong 2. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a lot better than Mudslap. Mudslap isn't even good as coverage, so out you go, Mudslap. Headbutt, certainly just an upgrade from Tackle. Roar. No, I don't have a use for Roar. Alright. So it is now fully leveled up. Okay. The only thing I have left to do now is start working my way through Brawly's gym. Alright, so first, let's save here. Now I actually have the ability to get both. Well, first I gotta export the list. I actually have the ability to get either a Dreadnought or a Masquerade here for Brawly, depending on how calcing this goes. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I don't think I'll need it for the trainers. Okay, so yep, we finally have Electric and a little Aaron on the team. We'll Steelasaur. Okay, now, as far as counters go. We do have to be careful about these guys that can work as a double battle. These two fighters. Breloom's the one from the guy on top. So yeah, Battle Girl. Laura is first. Okay, yep. Okay, so against Battle Girl Laura, I'm starting out against a Riolu. So Minfu probably does at least something here. I do have speed. I can take a lot of damage potentially though. Either one can paralyze, but if I have a cherry berry, after a fake out, let's see. 8. Okay, yeah, I always deal just enough damage to two-shot it with Force Palm after the fake out, and I do have speed. Okay, so that's good. Let me see. I don't think anything else can do much more to it, right? I mean, Bubble Beam on Prim Pop is decent, but Weasel, what have you got? No, that's her dear. There it is, Weasel, what have you got? After fake out, Water Pulse isn't in a two-shot, and you take more damage. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this Pidgeotto is doing something real special here. Outspeeds. Huh? Doesn't take as much damage as Minfu, does it? No, it doesn't really take as much damage as Minfu. And Air Slash can potentially flinch and shove. Minfu can heal it off with Regenerator though, which can be nice if something else weird happens. At least heal some of it off. Yeah. I'm at one Pidgeotto against something else. Minfu doesn't quite as much. Now, let's see, after I knock that out, who's coming in? Both of them are slower. Stuff sees itself taking more damage. He also sees itself taking more damage. Alright, so this is just going to go in party order. Stuffle first. Pidgeotto, what do you do here? If you equip a cherry berry, you're probably pretty good with Air Slash here. So yeah, I think that's what we do. Mankey's gonna come in. Can't really do much with Stomping Tantrum. Just to make sure. I guess I can do a fair bit, but unless it crits, it can't two-shot once it comes in. Yeah, that should be fine. Mankey over here, Air slash always one-shots. It's a speed tie, so I do have to be careful. Okay. Who else can Yankee do well against? Or who else does well against this? Doppler does very well against Yankee. What about Execute? Not quite as good, but Psybeam has a much better chance to OHKO though, even if it doesn't do as good on the damage front. Okay, well, as long as it doesn't crit, I'm probably fine. Yeah, alright. So we'll bring Execute, and the rest is for backup. So we'll want Doppler there. The Weasel has the old fake out into priority. It's kind of just can maybe kind of get deleted by Stomping Tantrum. Maybe we just want Penguin over here as a nice all-rounder that's kind of bulky. Has a priority option too. Puck can grab a berry if it needs to for any reason. Honestly, Puck just does a ton of damage. Yeah. Alright. That's my team. And everybody can grab a cherry berry. Except Execute. Execute can just grab an orange berry. I don't see it getting paralyzed. Anyway, Manfield first. Doppler can go fourth. Geo's here, then Execute. Weasel's already there, and finally Penguin. Nice to actually have enough encounters to be able to really team build here. I know the only thing we've actually delayed now is the encounter over in Petalburg. So yeah, we should be good to go here. Not everybody is getting the cherry berry here. Doppler, you are the exception. Oh. Yeah, Doppler is also a Mankey answer, so we get him one berry. But Execute you as well. Accidentally gave you a cherry berry. Everybody else might get paralyzed. There we go. Check the team. Yeah, we're good. Oh, dang it, I forgot about that. Well, no crit, so we're still fine. Okay. Come completely forgot about inner focus, keeping it from flinching there. Oh well. Still 3-shot. Stuffle's up next. And the Burb over here takes care of the Stuffle handily. Maybe? No, no punch. Or, don't know yet. Citrus Berry heals. No punch, okay. Okay, paralysis, no problem. Alright, now 25 HP. I can't stay in against this penalty here. Because even if it doesn't crit... Oh yeah, crits pretty much mess me up. So, no problem. We just switch in Scramble. Psybeam. Nice. Oh, that was just due to fatigue. Anyway, Lumberry cures that. Okay, now at 31. I'm not sure if we always live a crit here. Ice damages Outrage or Thrash. Okay, no. Against Outrage or Thrash, we do always live a crit, even if only by 1 HP. So, one trainer down, we're going to heal up, grab our items, and take a look at the next one. So, next up, we have not one of the ones that can be a double battle. We have Sailor Brendan. Okay. Alright, so, we should have a pretty easy time here against Farfetch'd. Pidgeotto, Dueling Bee can do a lot. Air Slash doesn't always OHKO Heracross. Actually, it only rarely does. Okay, so maybe my best bet here is to do something a little more consistent against Farfetch'd. How does no, Dueling Bee can mess up Execute. You can't one-shot. Same thing with Doppler here. What about something a little more neutral on this? Yeah? Okay. Ooh, it does have a Citrus Berry, and it does outspeed. So I think Prinplup just takes a hit, goes for Pluck to grab the Citrus Berry off, and then the second Pluck always kills. Alright, cool. That is our play there. Against Heracross, Missile can mass us up. Luck does a lot, but jeez. Pin Missile always have the potential to completely mess us up there with 5 hits. Pidgeotto, on the other hand, your slash usually doesn't Toko, but it hardly ever does enough to us for us to really have to worry. Honestly, I'd probably just go for Air Cutter there for the increased crit chance, because why not? I just throw one berry on it, and it should be fine. Other than that, I can go for Mainfu, for Fake Out. Anything with Fake Out here definitely helps. Priority stuff is nice. Tortuga can be there. And Hans actually outspeeds this here. Bounce is better than a coin flip to KO, and not that I want to rely on that. Hans actually just naturally outspeeds, so I can bring that in last. Okay. Oh, nothing crazy there. Let's grab the team. Let's see. Yeah, Purple up first. Then Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto is actually decent against some of these trainers. Where is... Oh, I'm holding Mainfu. Right. After that, we've got Weasel. Then Tortuga, then Ponyta. Now, Prinplup is not going to hold anything here. I don't want it to get knocked off, and I always two-shot with Pluck anyway. Everybody else, you can just hold an Oran Berry. Let's look at this team. Yeah, we're good. Time to go. Far-fetched. You can hit us first. Grab your citrus berry to heal up. I'm kind of surprised. I thought that would get a full heal. It was only barely off though. Anyway, the second Pluck kills ya. Now 5-hit Pin Missile just straight up KOs me. So, as planned, we go to Burb. You know? Pin Missile may have had a chance at KOing. Regardless, Burb against Heracross. Don't have to worry too much about damage, but it's faster, so I can't get a flinch. I'll just go for Air Cutter, see if maybe I can get that increased. Ooh, that actually did a fair it. There's the Thornberry. Come on, crit maybe? No, okay. So at 30 health and -1 defense, now I'm worried. If I look at stuff not doing crits, Rock Smash without a crit just has a pretty good chance to KO. So the question is, on a full health main Fu, can it ever one-shot? Because I think Fake Out... No. Okay, yeah, Fake Out will get me where I need to be. Oh, wait. It's in swarm range. I'll just say 1 HP, why not? Okay, no. Even... It would need 5 hit and crits with Pin Missile to KO me. I should be good. And I would need high rolls on those as well. That sailor bring him down. Not that he was a major threat or anything. Just grab everyone's items. Okay, so up next we have Battle Girl Lilith. Alrighty. Alright, Battle Girl Lilith. First, we're in with Makuhita here. My question is, does Pidgeotto just one-shot this thing? With Air Slash? Yes, it does. All I have to worry about is can it kill me? So, can do up to 45. Potentially, but nah, if I just have Rock Throw though. Crit Rock Throw, maybe. It always goes for Rock Throw. Oh, it sees I can one-shot it though, so no, it just goes for Bullet Punch because I outspeed it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Alright, so I take care of Makuhita there. I just have to take a Fake Out and a Bullet Punch in the process. After that, maybe it just sends out Lady in. Both of them are faster. Mankey ain't doing much against me, so it's just faster. Whereas Lady sees itself, still sees me doing more than that, but at least it's not O-code, so maybe it just sends out Lady. Double check here. Oh yeah, slower and is a code. They're both faster, so it probably just goes in party order here, because it sees me doing slightly more damage percentage-wise. Okay, so it probably just goes from Yankee. Can't do all that much to me, but it does have Focus Sash. Interesting. Anything do you outspeed this? No. So I can't do my own fake out into force palm shenanigans. Weasel, what are you doing here? Fake out. You don't outspeed, or actually you do outspeed. Even if it doesn't use the power punch first turn, it can take a lot of damage. Okay, Doppler, how are you doing? Wow, it can't do anything to Doppler over here. Ain't doing much to execute either. I'm not outspeeding either, but... So the question is, if it's at 1 HP, now reversal still does damn near nothing. Yeah, it needs crit and to be a +2 attack from power punches for me to have to really worry about it. Okay, so yeah. And all I have to do is just go for a struggle bug first. Yeah, okay. So Dollar's got Mankey covered for Lady Hand over here. Thunder Punch can potentially be devastating. Despite Ice Fang being quite effective, let's do as much as you'd hope. What are you doing? Yeah, speed it. He'll probably be fine. You can bring in the rest of y'all to help out here. And who has fake out and is decently fast. Plumplop has decent bulk and access to priority. Is Aaron really doing much there? No, Rock 2 one-shots, but so does Drain Punch usually. Jeez. Yeah, let's see Aaron doing a lot here. Really wish I had Solid Rock here, but... doesn't crit me as it switches in. I'm probably fine to take at least one hit with Tortuga and has priority. Okay, cool. Well, don't really have to worry about too much here, except for health. Worst thing that can happen is I get paralyzed off a Thunder Punch on Lady Anne. I'm not too worried about that. More worried about the ramifications on health. So Warren Berries it is. Pebble goes there. Horse goes third. Blizzle Dollars next. let's just give everyone an Oranberry. Alrighty. Well, with that, everyone has an Oranberry. We should be good to take down Battle Girl Lilith. Go Burb. And let's see, Burb against Makahita just takes the fake out and Air Slash KOs. Oh, wait a minute. It has a flame wall. I may need to recalculate this. Hold up. Oh, yeah, we were assuming it's burned in the calcs, that's right. So yeah, as long as it doesn't crit with fake out here, I'm definitely fine. See, yeah. At 56 health, a crit rock throw will never KO. So, Air Slash we go. And it just bullet punches anyway, because it needs to, because I'm faster. Nice. Alright, Lydian's next. So, 45 health. Does it ever actually kill here? Most it can do is with, say, Ice Punch or Thunder Punch. Does exactly 40 with an max roll crit. So yeah, it can mess me up here. So, just... yeah, we can just go for Horse here. As long as it doesn't crit, we're definitely fine. Goes for the Thunder Punch, not my preference, but at 36 health, I should still be fine against everything. Yeah, it can never one-shot me, so Flame Wheel. Drain Punch, maybe get a Flame Body proc. Just steal my Thornberry. And now it can't one-shot me with the priority. Useless Flame Body proc. Just adding insult to its injury. Hello, Mankey. Against you, we send in Ball. Okay, so it's a +1 attack. We're gonna struggle bug once so that we don't get you in low reversal range. Oh, I forgot about that. So that's it. So Mankey's +4 attack. Against Dollar, though, for here at 50 health, I don't think I have to worry. Yeah, no, I don't have to worry. We just go for side beam and win. There we go. Well, I'm definitely going back to the entrance for now. Alright, so let's grab everyone's items real quick. Alright, now, up next, we're gonna go for, Berlin's the one on top. We're gonna go for, no, it's getting late. I should probably call it here, finish off the gym tomorrow. Alright, yeah, we're gonna call it here, finish off the gym tomorrow, and go from there. I'll just go ahead and save the game. Alright, that'll do it. Have a good one.